Inside Obstacle News.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is my first official press conference. And I'm going to try to figure this out. All right, so welcome to the SR World Champions Press Preview. SR is Spartan Race. First time we've ever done a World Championship of this magnitude. We mortgaged the building you're in to pull off this weekend. We've got the best of the best athletes here. So what I want to do before I go down this complete sheet is I want to introduce everybody, and I feel bad that not all the athletes are up here, and I know I'm going to hear about that from all of you at some point with emails and so forth. So why don't we start at the end? We'll go around, and I've got some elites. We've got some elites right up front, as well as some other amazing folks. I see Bracken, can't forget his name here. So start at the end, and give your name, where you're from, and let's start some trash talking, and then I'll get into some of this other stuff.
Matt Novakovich, Anchorage, Alaska.
No trash? No trash, yeah. No trash talking.
James Appleton from London, England. My background's in Tough Guy, which is kind of harder than this.
Trash talking. So he dives into live volcanoes. For anybody that cares to do that.
Pretty clean to me.
I am David Megida. I'm from Washington, D.C., and my background is almost exclusively Spartan, so I'm ready to tear it up tomorrow.
My name is Hunter McIntyre, and I'm from Pittsfield, Vermont, and I do bicep curls.
By the way, I can verify that because he wanted to come up here. Alex calls him my poodle, by the way. I said, why do you...
I'm a good-looking dog, right?
I said, why do you call him my poodle? He said, well, you groom him, you house him, and he doesn't listen.
April Lou from Payton, Colorado.
I'm Hannah Orders from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'll try to get up there at number 3 in points.
I'm Ala Ann Casiva. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I do better bicep curls than Hunter.
I'm Juliana Scrolls. I'm from Ojai, California. My favorite way to get up the mountain is bear crawling with 65-pound sandbags on my back.
So we don't have another mic that I can hand you, so why don't you come up one at a time? Do we have a mic? Yes. Oh, we have a mic. So let's send it down. We'll give it to Rosemary first, otherwise I'm going to hear about it.
Hi, my name is Rosemary Jerry. I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I used to do track and field.
Stand up, turn around.
I used to do track and field, and I do Spartan races. They first started in 2010, so it's going to be my 46 or 47 Spartan race tomorrow.
Nice.
My name is Kareem Colin. I'm from San Luis Obispo, California, and I am an obstacle specialist.
I'm Jenny Tobin from Boise, Idaho, PE teacher, former professional triathlete, and I was enticed into Spartan racing back in 2011 and have been enjoying it since.
I'm Tyann Clark. I'm from Tokerville, Utah, and I'm a marathoner turned Spartan racer. And I'm also a fitness instructor and a Zumba instructor, so that's fitting.
I'm Alec Linus, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been beating Elliot for 2 straight years.
Yeah, how old is he?
19.
You're 19?
Yeah.
I'm Miguel Medina. I'm a Spanish interpreter and elite obstacle racer, and I want to be a mountain man.
You need a travel agent.
I'm Andy Hardy. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I really didn't have an athletic background, but I turned into a Spartan racer, and I am the barbed wire queen of green.
Alex Nicholas, I'm from New York, New York. I have an obstacle race training gym in the city. I'm looking to have a fun time on a crazy 14-mile course that we have, or whatever it is. So I'm looking to surprise
17 miles.
17 miles. So. Good luck to everybody.
Elliot McGuire.
Wire from Bangor, Maine. Doing Spartan Race a while, since 2011. I'm just ready to get it in.
My name's Sean Fiak. I'm on Spartan Pro Team. I'm from Dallas, Texas. During the day I work with Harley Davidson, and my endurance athletic background is all with Spartan Race. And last year I was one of the only of 4 people to complete the Ultra Beast and the Beast both days, and this year I'm going to do it again, for sure.
I'm Chris Rutz from Scottsdale, Arizona, better known as the Tough Training Guy. I'm a Spartan Group X coach, as well as have done about 40 Spartan races as well.
And selfie expert.
And selfie expert on Instagram.
Let's get Isaiah in there. Isaiah,
I'm no one.
you are somebody.
I'm Isaiah Vidal. I'm from Austin, Texas, and how I got here is Joe challenged me. I biked 2,000 miles to get here. And if you think I'm just going to go out there and just whittle myself around, I don't think so. I've went through a lot of mountains, so I have my fair share of training. I don't know if 2,000 miles worth of biking actually trains you for a race like this, but 13 miles, I averaged about 125 miles a day on a bike, so I don't think it's going to be tough. We'll see. I'm Isaiah Vidal, by the way, and that's pretty much for now.
All right, I'm Cody Moak from Fillmore, Utah. Woo! I'm a high school teacher, coach, and trail runner turned Spartan.
Yeah. Cody, did you win last year? What happened last year?
Yeah, last year I won the Beast and Ultra Beast.
I'm Bracken Crocker. I'm a coach, teacher from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I did not make the table. I'm not as good looking as Hunter, or as muscular as David, so.
I'm donating my hair to Bracken after this race as well.
And maybe that'll get me to that next table.
My name is Adam Lone. I'm from the world of road running, and I put up brain surgery, brain cancer surgery a couple years ago to run a marathon, and I won one earlier this year pushing a stroller, 1 second apart from the time that I put off a couple years ago. So I'm kind of new to this obstacle course and trail running, but it's a little bit messier than I'm used to, but life's too short to pretend like it's always clean.
All right, so needless to say, we've got the best athletes in this sport in the world here today. No one knows who's going to come out on top. We will find out, I guess, tomorrow. We're going to award, from our side, it's going to cost us about $500,000 this weekend from a prize and purse standpoint. But I guess, where's Carrie? Right here. How much in cash, or Robert? How much in cash is it? It's
well, gosh, couldn't work that today. Only 200,000, somewhere in the 200,000 range.
about $200,000 in cash. I want to welcome some people who made this weekend possible. Certainly Reebok has been a huge supporter. Without Reebok, we wouldn't be doing this, and it's mostly from their help that we're able to make this happen. Where's Chad? He's the good-looking guy from Reebok. Raise your hand. The female... female winner gets to bring Chad home. He's married, I'm kidding. Explore Technologies, a new sponsor. Where is Explore? There he is. He's got a great... Have you guys seen this tablet? Where's the tablet? Do we have one here?
It's on its way.
It's on its way. It's an indestructible tablet they use in the military that we are going to have somebody race with. Who's racing with it? Nice. Cookie's going to be carrying a tablet and
Watching Netflix?
He's watching Netflix while racing. NBC Sports, as everybody knows, is filming it. I think we're filming right now. We're live. I think you guys are on NBC right now. Rundown for the weekend. So you guys know what 8 a.m. start tomorrow? We're going to do call-out starting at 7:45. So that means what you guys just did basically we're going to do. where you're from, who you are. I think we've got odds going right now in Vegas, so we're going to be able to see what the likelihood you're going to win. Your odds look awful, by the way.
I'm betting against myself.
I think that's it. We'll go right to a Q&A. Did I miss anything, Robert?
I think you're good.
All right. Questions? Who's got questions?
Who's got the first question?
Chris, here we go.
Hi there, Al Levy from Route 802. I hear there's a large percentage of women running in this race, and it's a tough race, so I just want to know how they compare to the men.
Is that for me or anybody? Or?
Choose the women.
Women are tougher than men. So
By far. We bear Spartan children. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a ton of competition here, right? Olympic athletes, whatnot. That is not what they train for, right? This is the ultimate human sport. If you don't do this, then you're not in it. We'll see how they fare. Everything is all about, 90% of this game is 50% mental. All of it. It's when are you going to break? Because there will come a point. Everybody's going to break.
What was the highest placed woman last year overall?
we know.
I think Claude was in 7th place overall.
Yes.
Yeah, 7th place overall was a woman.
Yes.
Claude beat you.
Claude beat me last year. Actually, I ran the Ultra Beast, but Claude would have beaten me last year. Claude is fantastic, and I think she's out for, she's looking for another win this year, and I know that we got a lot of tough women that are going to give her a handful, so.
You really are the captain.
I get you going. I'm the captain.
David's going to wear a wig and run in the women's division.
I'm thinking I could get like 3rd or 4th if I run the women's race, so that's really exciting. Hey, that's a stretch. We all have to have our ambitions. So.
Matt Davis, can you tell us about the NBC coverage? When is it on? And is it going to be mostly about these guys? Is it going to be about some of these regular folk stories? What's the focus of the NBC coverage? And when's it on?
So October 19th, everybody confirm that's our date. It'll be on NBC Sports, and it's basically about great backstories. So if no one at this table fares well, it probably won't be about this table. Although there's a great backstory, there's a great backstory there. I don't know if you want to touch on your story. Not everybody knows, but he's definitely a story we're following. He got some bad news a couple of years ago, and yeah, so that'll be a good example for you to see the kind of coverage we're getting.
I had a seizure. I had never called in sick in my entire life, and all of a sudden I was waking up in an ambulance, and it was a Friday afternoon, so the biopsy wouldn't be till Monday, so I had to kind of sit around and wait, and that's not a fun weekend. So I might have snuck out of the hospital Sunday night to go get an 8-mile run-in, and while we were doing all these steps, I just kept running. And I ended up putting out brain surgery, or brain cancer for 5 weeks to run a marathon, and I qualified for Boston on that one. And it took a while after the surgery before I was allowed to go running again, but I got back to it, and I've gotten all my best time. I broke a 5-minute mile for the first time since high school after the surgery, and because I took out some dead weight, so I was a little bit lighter. and then I came back and I started running with my daughter more. I have a 6-year-old, which I'd never done before. And we won a marathon, literally 1 second slower than the one that I put out brain surgery for. And I was lucky enough, I'd never even heard of, honestly, of obstacle course racing. When I got that invitation, I was like, well, what does that mean? And I signed up, and at every one of these obstacle course races, by the way, I got chipped. There's not been a single time where a girl hasn't come in ahead of me. But at every one of these, there are guys ahead of me who I would definitely beat in a road race. And there's guys behind me who could probably out bench press what I can bench press and me all together. But the guys at the very front seem to have a balance, so that's kind of why I'm signing up. It's a whole new challenge that you get to be part of it.
Thank you. So those are the kind of stories that we'll be covering.
So you've got badminton, you've got curling, you've got rhythmic gymnastics. What about obstacle course racing heading into the Olympics?
Yeah, so we're on our way. We've been talking to the committee. we've got to be in over 40 countries. We've got to have governing bodies in over 40 countries, and next stop is the Olympics. So you start with NBC, start with a little press conference, and hopefully, fast forward a few years, we'll be there.
Joe, the biggest question we get when we talk to sponsors and potential sponsors is the point of difference versus our competition, and what makes Spartan Race so different. Is it the competitive nature of the actual race? Is it timing? Is it the athletes?
So I've never competed in any other race but Spartan Race, so why don't we ask some of these guys, how's it different?
What's up, team captain?
All right, well, I will tell you this. Spartan has this thing about it that I'm emotionally just so connected to it. I hadn't run for about 5 years when I did my first Spartan race. And the first thing that I realized as soon as I crossed the finish line was, this is what I've been missing for the last 5 years. This is the absolute best thing in my life. And Spartan absolutely brought me back to running and reconnected me with endurance racing, which is, really the best part of my life. And the thing that makes Spartan so unique is not just the competitive atmosphere, it's that you go through an emotional journey every single time you're out on the course. And I don't care if you're the fastest person out there or you're the slowest person out there, we all go through our own personal hell out there. And at the end of the day, you've had a life-changing experience when you cross the finish line.
But is that because we're so competitive in timing and ranking?
I think that's because Spartan will throw everything at you and literally push you to your absolute limits. And it is the most competitive racing series out there. And yes, we have the best athletes come out for Spartan over all these other races, but it's in the core of the sport is that they want to take you to limits that you never thought you could reach and push you past them, and then you see what you're really made of when you get there. I haven't experienced that with anything besides Spartan yet.
Hi, Joel Dirty Getty from Inside Obstacle News. I just wanted to follow up on the Olympic question. You said we needed governing bodies in the U.S. I know Australia has one, UK is working on one. What can Spartan Race do to help create a governing body in the U.S.?
It's just a matter of resources on our part. We're just so stretched right now, growing so fast. We probably need another 6 months of digesting everything we've done before we can tackle that. But it's on the radar and it's coming soon.
Has anybody contacted you or talked with you about governing body in terms of like an independent?
Robert shaking his head behind you. Yes, they've been contacting us.
Okay, I've been working on this almost for a year, but we have been working on this for almost a year, and Joe's right, you're expanding so fast, there's sometimes a little bit bigger fish that gets chopped off before the smaller one. We consider it super important, and it's progressing not as fast as we like.
Great. Thank you.
Scott Keneally from Outside Magazine. Joe, you were quoted in the Wall Street Journal today as calling Tough Mudder un-American. I'd like you to talk a little bit about why it's important, you think, for people to be timed and rated and judged and ranked, and what Tough Mudder, what their ethos says about America in general.
So that's, for anybody that doesn't know, Scott would want me to say this. Scott's in the middle of producing a movie. He's going to want everybody to watch at some point. I call him Scott Scorsese. He's the guy that wrote the Outside Magazine article about us and Tough Mudder. So we got a call from Wall Street Journal 3 days ago. They were writing an article regarding competition, I guess, on Tough Mudder's website, and their ethos is that competition's not important. In fact, it's lame. And so I took some time and thought about it, and I thought, gee, Russia had that same kind of concept. It didn't really work out for them. And, the whole everybody gets a trophy in school, I just don't believe in. I think everybody's competitive, every animal, giraffes, lions, all of them, including us. So even my kids, you tell my kids they're going to get a point. They don't even know what a point means. You're going to get a point if you do well. They're doing much better than the brother or sister next to them. So kids love competition. It pushes us. Chad from Reebok, super competitive, by the way. It's part of the reason we have a relationship. He pushed me really hard at some of those Reebok CrossFit workouts. I almost beat him. So I think human beings are competitive. And I think it's ingenious on Tough Mudder's part. I think it's ingenious on some of the other competitors' part not making a competitive race, because if you cut out timing and ranking and cut out medals, you could save $30,000, $40,000 a race. If you put on 100 races a year, that's $4 million. So if you can convince the American public or any public that timing's not important and competition's not important, you make a lot of money.
Sure. Joe, Al Levy here. I have a friend that passed away from ALS last month, Frank Petrosino, and you've been a real supporter of ALS as a I guess a cause, and I know that the ALS group is here this weekend working hard and trying to raise some money. I think their goal this year is $50,000, and I just want to thank you for your efforts to help support that group and that effort.
It's our pleasure. Where's Richard? Richard was raising his hand. He has a yellow shirt on, and he is running our charity program. He ran charities for the New York Marathon for years, and so I'm sure if you go see him, he'll cut you a check for $40,000 or $50,000. But it's our pleasure. We want to support charities. We want to. What were our stats today, Richard? You and I were talking about that our goal for charities.
Well, we haven't set full goals, but we want to really help charities use these races, raise a lot of money, and we want to be part of every single race. We want everyone who is running on their own to make donations as Spartans do that.
I think we should talk about the point series. Tomorrow there's a lot of money on the line for the winners of the race. But in the women's field, for example, first and second place right now are only divided by 1 point. April and Amelia are 1 point apart. Right now, April stands 1 point away from a perfect score of 1,500. And 1499, I believe April will be at 1498 once those bonus points get reflected in the totals. The men's side is also extremely close. So any words on that, April and boys down there?
I'm not that good at math, so I don't know how the system works.
I
will let you know
way
I'm still
too
competing. All right, guys?
Way too complicated.
I think the women's competition is really the most impressive thing. April and Amelia, it is, I think, a point.
So
we should talk about that. It's incredible that it's come down to the wire like this.
It comes down to who wins. That's it.
It comes down to who wins. That's what will be, will be.
Because she's doing curls outside right now.
That's all right. I did my burpees. Yeah, I mean, it's been close. She snuck in a few of the championship races and picked up the bonus points. But make no mistake, I have raced every race, and I have done my beast races. No easy way out right here.
To clarify on that, the bonus points are 20 for first place finish tomorrow, 10 for second, and 5 for third. If you're tracking that, there will be a lot of movement in the top 20, 25 on both the men's and women's side. Last year, some of us were able to finish in the top 10 by, being in a certain number of races. This year, a lot of us aren't even in the top 20 at this present moment. So it's very exciting. It's great to see the elites coming in, expanding the field, coaching, mentoring. Spartans give generously in knowledge and in time and in dollars and in passion and blood, guts, and all of it. So awesome job.
I understand, Reebok is partnered with Spartan, and we really appreciate that. But what are their plans going forward? We see on the side here these clothing lines. What are they looking to do?
So they are making a Spartan line. Looks like it's almost done. Chad, where's Chad? When do we launch the line? I'm going to put Chad on the spot. He just walked in out of his car.
February 1st.
So
you'll start to see it. We're starting to seed it out to some of the athletes, obviously, for testing. It's been under development for almost 18 months. been working hard on it since, well, really been fast tracking it since the partnership. So yeah, you'll see it really available February 1st.
Good stuff. Oh, should we show the shoe? We have a shoe especially designed for the sport and for sport, and it's pretty awesome. Apparently April Lou is wearing a pair tomorrow. Okay. Pretty nice shoe.
Fantastic.
You like it?
A goat ate mine. I've been wearing them. Farm life stuff, guys. You guys all excited to race tomorrow? Yeah. Everybody race in 2 days. Raise your hand. Chumps. One day. You guys are all excited to be here. Thank you very much. I never expected to have this.
I know Hunter wants to end the press conference, but we're not.
I'm just saying. I'm not rushed. I just see everybody out there. The room's silent. I'm excited. You guys have a microphone. I haven't said anything for 30 minutes.
Yeah, Hunter, this is Paul Bass from New York. I'm trying not to stare at your hair so I can get this question out of my head. You guys are expanding it all over the world. How do you guys keep the control, the Spartan rules throughout the different organizations that are running those races?
We have Lee, Liz Lee, the 7-foot tall guy over there. He's actually a great descendant of Leonidas.
In terms of the partners we've got in the world, we have rigorous standards that we recruit to, and we're blessed with having some of those partners here this weekend. But everybody that signs up for the Spartan code, the Spartan ethos, and then we just, like Joe said, we bring out Leonidas whenever there's trouble and hammer people into submission, and so far so good.
Hey, I want to ask a question real quick. Hey, Matt. So you came out a couple weeks ago and just sort of like blew everybody away, and you've never done a Spartan race before. So now that you've had time to digest it and see like these dollars that's available to all, what's it been like for you like the last couple of weeks? We've been joking around a lot with trash talk. I seriously want to know what it's been like for you. Do you have a strategy for this race? Like what do you think going into tomorrow?
I kind of thought, and still think, that Ashton Kushner is going to come out and say that I've been punked. I was kind of surprised to win by that much, and you know, I had no expectations going into that race. I have more expectations now, obviously, but I think they've been imposed by maybe other people. But you know, I obviously want to do well. I want to perform well and pick up from kind of where I left off. I kind of one option, that's to go down or stay the same. So you know, from first, you know.
How would you rate, like 1 to 10, your chances on winning tomorrow? What do you think?
I think if barring things that can happen to any of us, injury, cramps, or you know, that kind of stuff, I feel I'll have a good chance to win.
Why do they call you the bear?
Is it politically correct to say I've been charged and shot one? It probably had cancer anyway, so that's probably what had to go. But no, I don't know. There's a lot of bear in Alaska. There was a photo edited one of me holding a bear cub and running down a mountain getting chased by it, and so the Spartan had fun with that one, made it bear training. Just 2 nights ago, my wife and I are in our backyard, and I was like, who destroyed our fence? What the heck? And like, I'm calling around trying to find out who had messed with our 8-foot tall fence, chain link fence. Like, it was taken apart like I've never seen a fence could have been taken apart without tools. And then there's like this huge bear track that's like, by huge, it's a grizzly bear that had been in our yard that night, and it for some reason wanted to get on our fence. Actually, to get to my, turns out to my spear throwing foam wall I built, it attracted to the bear, and he was trying to get a piece of it.
So my follow-up would be for the Americans over here, right? The mainlanders. You got this guy, I don't know where Alaska, who knows what they do. This guy, England, right off the bat, you know, said his other race was harder. How badly do you want to beat these guys?
I've been wrestling stumps for 7 months. And I'm not scared of bears, I wrestle whales. Biggest mammal there is.
I think David will give us a serious
I really do want to stick it to him. One, just, you know, for America, we can't let the British take it. That's just a given right away. But no, in all seriousness, I feel like I've got a little unfinished business with Matt over here. He really took it to us, and you're right, he took it to us in Virginia, and we really didn't know what hit us, but this race is, you know, the granddaddy of them all, and this one is so much of Spartan's roots are in this race, and it's going to be way more demanding in every aspect, from the climbing to the length to the obstacles themselves are going to be far more demanding, and I think that's going to blow the race wide open. And, I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got and what kind of versatility they have, and you know, for America. So.
Can I just jump in and say, I mean, for what I said before, I think they're quite different actually, and I'm excited as well to see all the different guys, like the training these guys in the US do, from what I've heard, is very different to what I've done in the UK, and to what Matt does in our school as well, and it's kind of, it's been a fascinating story to see what body type, what mentality, what training is going to come out on top tomorrow. I think someone made reference to it before, this is kind of the ultimate man sport, like it's very primal. This is like going out and hunting something through the woods and running for miles and miles and miles, and it's about finding out kind of what the ultimate human being is and can do. And it's great to come here and sort of be a part of that and sort of be in that sort of test. So I want to thank Joe anyway for that documentation, but for everything I said before, this is different, but I think this is exciting to see this comparison that we've got here now. I'm all in as well. It's going to be fun.
Alex, you've done Mexico. Oh, should we be worried about the Mexicans?
They're pretty good. Pretty solid, yeah. I don't know if they're going to be as great on the hills. I don't know if they basically train those, but I think they're good in high altitude. So I think that's going to help going into this. So.
We had the opportunity to race against some of the top Mexican athletes who will be here tomorrow, and Vito and Herman Silva, among others, and they can both run and they can both climb, and they didn't seem to have any issues with the obstacles in Mexico. They fantastic athletes. I mean, this is a race that's going to possibly be 3 times as long to finish, so that's going to change things significantly, I think. And again, I think the obstacles will be huge, but there's no question there's a lot of talent down there. And on the women's side, it might even be more talent than coming out on the men's side. Mexico has some Olympic triathletes and skiers and mountain runners, and it's pretty insane what they can do on a mountain.
We good? All right. Tomorrow we crown a couple of winners.